Justice League number 2, written by Jeff Johns, art by Jim Lee. We last left off with Batman and Green Lantern picking a fight with Superman. And this issue pretty much picks up there. First, though, we get a quick glimpse over at Central City, Barry Allen's crime lab. He had just cracked open this case, found some place where the evidence didn't match up with the official story, and he wants to pursue it, but apparently every single, I want to say cop, but I think it's just everyone involved with the police in any capacity, has to work on who in the world is the Flash, because every single vigilante is public enemy number 1 right now. So Barry's just upset that he can't deal with the case. Cut back to the fight, 2-page spread, beautiful, of Superman telling Batman, all right, your utility belt's empty. I'm coming after you now. And he goes up and he explains that he fought one of these demon-looking things, and they also had a box just like the one Batman's carrying. So why does Batman have this? Who are you working for? Green Lantern gets back up. He manages to get back into the fight. Separates Superman and Batman by chaining Superman down with green construct chains. And Superman's like, chain? You think chains are chains of light, mind you? Okay. And he just explodes out of them. Green Lantern's like, there's no way he's that strong. That's impossible. But Superman just comes back up and is ready to start wailing again. Green Lantern makes another construct shield as he makes a call to Barry Allen. And Barry picks up and he's like, hey, Hal, I told you not to call me here. And he's like, oh, yeah, I understand. I really need you, though. He's like, I don't know. Last time you and I did something, we put away a psychic gorilla and everybody else started coming after us. And he's like, okay, let me tell you what's going on then, at least. We got alien stuff, some magic box, and I'm with Batman. He's like, Batman's real? Yes, Batman's real. And we're both fighting Superman. He's like, you're fighting Superman? Why? He's like, it's a big misunderstanding, but you're the only thing that might be faster than him, so could you please come in here and help us? He's like, I don't know. He's going to kill us, Barry. And Barry immediately is just there. And he separates the two from Superman and starts basically taunting Superman as Superman tries to land a punch, saying like, oh, no one's ever touched me, Superman. I'm too fast. Dodging around, weaving, and making sure he's looking like a fool. And then Superman, at one point, he throws a punch. It misses, but then he extends his finger in a flick, and Flash just goes flying, like down an entire street. And the Flash is like, okay, that hurt. Finally, Batman, this entire time, has been trying to tell Superman what's up, but everyone's been fighting too much. He finally gets in the middle of everything, and he's like, Superman, stop hurting us. Look, we aren't on their side. It's an alien. You're an alien. We thought maybe you knew. Clearly you don't. Can we please work together? And Green Lantern is like, all right, Barry, we're done fighting. And Barry starts cleaning up the mess around them. But at that exact moment, helicopters come in because, of course, every vigilante around here is a bad guy. So they go down into the sewers to escape from prying eyes. Cut over to Star Labs. We meet Silas Stone. Silas is working with the mother box from the fight that Superman had, trying to get anything out of it, but they can't even figure out what it's made of, let alone how it works. But he's excited, and he's like, all right, well, we're going to, if superhumans are involved, then we're going to do what we can. But outside, his son, Victor Stone, is waiting, so he has to take a quick second for his son. Victor's like, hey, Dad, had a football game tonight. Promised you'd be there. There were a bunch of recruiters all offering me full scholarships, so that's kind of cool, right? And Silas is like, I don't know. I could pay for your whole trip. I don't know why we need scholarships. He's like, okay, well, can you at least pretend to care about football? And Silas is like, son, there are literal gods fighting out there. Your stupid little football thing means nothing in comparison. And Victor's like, okay, all right, you're a terrible dad. Silas is like, yes, I am. So, cut back to, they all met up in an abandoned printing press because Superman doesn't have a base of operations. And we get just a little bit of banter between everybody else where they're just talking about, like, what powers everybody has. And, like, well, Superman doesn't seemingly have a secret identity. I do like this one part here, though, where Barry's like, oh, I could take the box and I could run it for DNA or fingerprints. And Batman's like, you sound like a cop. Flash's like, I am a cop. I work in the crime scene. And Hal's like, Barry, don't give away your secret identity. And Barry's like, Hal, don't use my name. So I just like that moment. But then all at once, the boxes, both at Star Labs and the one with the 4 members of the League here, start activating. They start making a ping noise, and they just explode with a giant boom. Parademons start flying out of it. The one that was in Star Labs vaporizes one of the assistants that was standing close to it, and our final page, it shows that Victor Stone has been horribly burned on massive amounts of his body by this thing, this explosion. So yeah, that's where we leave off. Justice League number 2, I still don't understand. It was nearly a 2-month gap between issue 1 and issue 2. But hey, if that's how they want to do it. As for the issue itself, it's good. It's a good... I wish that the fight scene wasn't with... It's a good fight. I don't want to say it's not a good fight, because it is. Superman fighting them, they did it creatively. It looks great. There are 2-page spreads just showing how strong Superman is. It really sells it. But I just wish it wasn't a Superman fight, you know? Like, why do we have to fight Superman? And even then, nobody wins. It's not that Superman overpowered them. It's not that anybody won. It's just the fact that Batman managed to get in the middle at one point and be like, this is dumb, guys. Stop. I don't know. It's not a bad issue. I want to make that clear. It's not a bad issue. I just wish that it wasn't a Superman fight in issue 2. I'm just... Especially after that long of a wait. It didn't seem worth it to me. Art, of course, is fantastic. Everything looks great. Jim Lee, he took the time, he took the effort. It really looks fantastic. Like I said, there were a couple jokes in here that I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed how Hal is criticizing Barry for giving away his secret identity while simultaneously giving away his secret identity. And then when they're talking about each other's powers, they're like, what can you do, Batman? And Batman's like, I can keep us on track. Now come on and let's figure this out. It's just good little Brady moments like that. It's just, I wish it wasn't Superman. Overall, I'm going to give this an 8.5. Extremely well done. Very, borderline on, you need to read it. But it is still, it's missing something. It's missing something, and I'm not sure exactly what I would want from it, but it's just ever so slightly off the mark. So 8.5. Of course I'm going to keep reading it, as if I have a choice. But even if I did have a choice, I would still be reading this book. So yeah, Justice League number 2, 8.5.